We call it Sweet Talking Comics with Dan and Comic Book Man.
Why the hell didn't you tell me that from the beginning?
Hey folks, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome to my video outhouse. It's time once again for
Sweet Talking with Sweet Dan, Sweet and Comic Book Man.
You Betcha.
Yeah.
This coming Saturday is Free Comic Book Day here at Alternate Reality. Doors open at 9 a.m. and I'll have 30 plus titles for you to pick up and take home for your very own. They're all free. They're all free, so stop by the store. There's kids' books, and there's books that are not for kids, but for teens and up. A little more mature books. There's nothing that's going to drive anybody crazy, but they're more mature books. They're not.
You don't have to hide them under the mattress or anything.
Yeah, they're not intended for little kids, but they're a little more mature.
No more room under the mattress.
Dan is here with reviews on 4 of those books that you can pick up at the store this coming Saturday, Free Comic Book Day, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Starting off, and we're going to start off with,
as usual, the top one.
Marvel, which is doing an Iron Man and Thor team-up book.
Can you imagine they do Iron Man and Thor? It's like almost like they'd have a movie coming out starring each of these characters.
Why would they pick those
in
two?
consecutive years, maybe.
Why would they pick those two?
It could also have something to do with the fact that Matt Fraction, who writes this, is going to be writing the Thor series. And John Romita Jr., who illustrates this, is going to be illustrating the Avengers series with Brian Michael Bendis. And both of these characters.
There you go.
I don't know. The massive Marvel marketing machine dominates Free Comic Book Day once again.
A mere coincidence.
No, seriously, it's like crack for an Avengers fan, this issue. It's super good.
Which means it's good.
Matt Fraction, who I have not given the most stellar reviews to in many instances of his X-Men work, has a perfect grasp of who Tony Stark is. He seems to have a pretty good grasp of what I want in a Thor, which I don't have a lot of expectations. He writes a great story about people, the super rich from the world deciding they want to move to space and terraform the moon with reckless abandon for the environmental effect it has on the Earth.
Yeah.
Poor people be damned, essentially. And Iron Man and Thor go up
just
there
like a real world
and wreck shop and say, no, you're not going to terraform the moon. We're not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
And they really don't fight that much stuff other than like robots and stuff. Yeah. But it's
robots
still
are always
really,
good.
yeah. If it's the moon, you gotta have robots. It was a really good story, and it really enticed me. For the Avengers, which I'm already excited for, but to see John Romita attack it with the ink and color team that he's going to be using on the real book. I am super confident in his ability. This guy doesn't miss a date. This is a guy who could get 2 monthly books done in 1 month. You know what I mean?
Romita Jr. is a great artist. He learned from his dad, who was a master of the craft.
Legacy. Comic legacy family. He's like the Flash of artists.
You betcha.
You know what I mean?
You betcha.
As long as, Jeff Johns doesn't write him out and bring back his dad, that would be...
Speaking of DC, our second book up, pretty smooth segue.
I didn't even see that.
Our second book up, I grab for straws here, is War of the Superman #0 from DC Comics. This is DC's offering for Free Comic Book Day. It's free, and it kicks off the War of the Superman storyline, which has been building and building and building and building forever and a day now.
15 months.
In the Superman books. It begins to end here.
Yeah.
The ending begins here.
And you know what? I think this is DC stepping it up the way they did last year with the Blackest Night #0. The way they're going to get people to stay on board with these big events.
Yeah.
And this is a big one because it's 4 issues, but it's weekly. They've just launched a bi-weekly in Brightest Day, and they're going to be launching another bi-weekly in JLA Generation Lost.
Right.
So what they're trying to do is they're trying to whet everyone's appetite for more Superman fighting more Supermen.
Yeah.
If you get it.
War of the Superman.
And it's cool. I'll be honest. The art is great. And I really want to see this end. Okay. You know what I mean? I want to see...
I think a lot of us want to see this.
I want to see
been going
how
on a long time.
Earth and the heroes deal with 100,000 Kryptonians.
I don't know how it's going to end, but I don't think it'll be pretty.
But at the same time, it has to because they have a whole bunch of other stuff going on already, and it's a 100-minute war and blah blah blah. So while I'm not excited for anything Jim Robinson does, this was
good,
decent enough to get me over the hump. Okay. You know what I mean? As far as you've made it this far, if you've stuck with it, stick with it some more. You know what I mean?
Write it the rest of the way down.
And it's free!
We write it for free the rest of the way down. Third book up is Atomic Robo. This is from Red 5, and Atomic Robo has been their big hit at Red 5 for the last 2 going on 3 years now, I think. How was this?
I don't know why I'm not reading this book.
Why aren't you reading this book?
I don't know, dude.
What is wrong with you?
So much fun. The last Free Comic Book Day The last Free Comic Book Day they did an Atomic Robo story. That was super fun. It's Atomic Robo and a team of super scientists that go around doing science stuff and having an adventure, and it's awesome. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know how to put it because it's a done-in-one story that's really short. There's a couple backup previews of other Red 5 books that, you know. But
let's concentrate on Atomic Robo.
Is really fun. It's really exciting. It's illustrated really well. It's written. It's super funny, dude. I don't know. I can't believe I haven't been reading this book. I can't believe more people aren't reading this book and that it isn't more popular. You know what I mean? I'm hoping, and Red 5 seems to believe that if they keep pumping it free, people are going to jump on the bandwagon the way I've been converted. I think a lot of people will too.
Yep, so Atomic Robo is a quality book from Red 5, and if you're not reading it, you should think about picking it up. If nothing else, you should pick up the Free Comic Day book, which will be here at the store. Last one we've got is G.I. Joe number 155 and a half from IDW.
Excuse me. G.I. Joe, a real American hero, number 155 and a half. The distinction is important.
The distinction is important because
this is the X-Men Forever of G.I. Joe.
Okay, well, the original run from Marvel ran 155 issues. It was canceled and then gone for like 10, 12 years. This is the 155th and a half issue, so get out your old collection.
Yep.
This goes right after 155.
Everything still counts.
This goes right after that one.
And you know what? Larry Hama has stated that there's certain aspects of the G.I. Joe universe that have been expanded upon since his absence that he's going to take or leave as he goes. He's been given liberty to do that. It's essentially X-Men Forever, X-Factor Forever. He's given a point in continuity that was sort of abandoned, and he's allowed to carry on from there with his original ideas, his original game plan, or whatever he's manipulated it for the last however 20 years he hasn't been writing the book.
And that's the X-Men Forever aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a book. G.I. Joe ran for 155 issues. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it.
It was a long time.
I mean, it was the 80s.
It was except for Star Wars, it was the most successful toy, movie, whatever adaptation to a comic book that's ever been done.
And the fact that there's a lot of people that are actively pursuing this. You know what I mean? People were waiting for this. Amongst the many reboots, the reimaginings, the movie, people wanted this. You know what I mean? So while it's really cool, and it is really, really cool, don't get me wrong, the art is really well done. I've said some nasty things about Larry Hama in jest. Barack the Barbarian still.
Well, Barack the Barbarian leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
You know what I mean? It was
different reasons, for various reasons.
But
mostly critical reasons.
Ultimately, I think the guy has a handle on the Joes. Yeah. And that's cool. If G.I. Joe is your thing, I think you're going to really like it. If your kids are playing with the toys or seeing the movie, show them where it comes from. You know what I mean? It's free.
Okay. And that's it?
That's it. There's a lot of other good stuff out there.
There's 30-plus books altogether that are coming for Free Comic Book Day. These are 4. We already did 4 of them on the kids. So we've already reviewed 8, so 8 out of the 30-plus. So be sure to check out his review on the kids. You just saw the review on this. Stop in on Saturday. See for yourself. Doors open at 9 a.m., okay? And first come, first serve. So whoever's here gets what's here. Everybody can get 1 copy of every book that's on the racks. 1 copy.
No
hoarding. Every book on the rack. If you want to pick up all 30 books, go for it. If you only want 1 or 2, that's fine too. But pick some up. They're free. Anyway, this is Comic Book Man.
This is Sweet Dan Sweet.
Saying see you on Free Comic Book Day. Bye! Alternate Reality is located at 3149 West 111th Street. That's the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in Chicago, the beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood neighborhood. You can always reach us at 773-881-HERO or at the store's website, www.myalternatereality.com.